October 6th, 1998. Uh, I'll tell you what. The same number one song, Monica, The First Night. But you know what else was on the charts? I wrote down a couple others. I Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Armageddon.
One of the best.
Yeah, that
Animal
was a big
Crackers.
hit over the summer. Yep. Do you remember that? Do you ever have the soundtrack to Armageddon?
Me? No.
Track one was I Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith, but then the last track was a reprise of it where it was you heard the dialogue from the Animal Crackers theme from the scene from Armageddon, and then after the dialogue he'd come in with the chorus. I don't want to close. Yeah,
Wow.
it was wild.
That's like that one song from Natural Born Killers that they would play like the dialogue in Natural Born Killers over like on the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
I kind of do, yeah.
I'm not a music guy, sorry. I shouldn't have said a music
I
fact.
don't remember.
That's okay. Hey,
You write so many spoofs. How are you not a music fan? Or you did?
I like yeah, you mean parody songs? They're not spoofs. Spoofs are different.
Sorry.
all right, I got two words for you
Suck
guys.
it.
Oh, God damn it. God damn
No.
Great job, Tim.
Yeah, it's been.
Whoa!
That's right. Bare Naked Ladies on the charts with 1 week.
Chunk of the China,
And,
the Chinese chicken.
Chickadee China, the Chinese chicken. Got a drumstick and the brain starts ticking. Watching X-Files with no lights on. The Delabay's on. I hope the smoke advances this one. All right.
Like Stanley's tantric.
Yeah, and I'm guaranteed to satisfy. Like Kurosawa, I make bad films. Kay, I don't make films, but if I did, they'd have a samurai.
I like
All right.
I like that song because the guy lies to you, but then he instantly admits he was lying. He's like, I make mad films. Okay, I don't make films, but if I did, they'd have a samurai.
Yeah, I appreciate the honesty, Stephen Page. All right, how's your heroin addiction going? Hopefully, a little better now. Okay. I'll be your crying shoulder. Yeah, I'll be by Edwin McCain. That's also on the charts. Hey, you know what happened this past weekend? I wouldn't have brought it up because it's a couple days earlier, but we just covered the Planet of the Apes movies. Roddy McDowell passed away.
Yeah, that's sad.
Very sad stuff there.
He was who? He was like everybody though, right?
He played a bunch of
Cornelius
different
and
yeah.
bunch of people.
All right, number one
Caesar, maybe?
at the box office. Hey, it's not easy being an insect, is it? That's right, ants.
Yeah. What do you like more, this or A Bug's Life?
I prefer ants.
Oh my god!
Of course you do. What about you,
Insane.
Tim?
That's the terrible take. You gotta go bugs. Gotta go bugs.
We'll do it on Ant Twins, I guess, right?
We should do it on Ant Twins. That's a great idea.
Yeah, we got to at some point.
All right. I saw it in theaters. Now, I also saw number 2 in theaters. Coming in at number 2, a little Robin Williams tearjerker called What Dreams May Come.
Never saw it.
Yeah.
That's where his wife kills herself, so she ends up in hell, and then he dies and ends up in heaven.
Wrong.
Wait, what happens?
You're incorrect.
It's wrong. Tell me what happens.
He dies, and so he goes into heaven, which is a painting that his wife had painted, and she's so distraught by
it's
his
a sea
death.
of paint.
Yeah, she's so distraught by his death, she kills himself, and then he finds out from Cuba Gooding Jr. that she's in hell. So then he leaves heaven to go save her from hell.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, that's right. And it wasn't a hit, but I think it was nominated for Best Visual Effects at the Oscars. And I remember me and my friend Nathaniel, we used to refer to it as Wet Dreams May Come.
Yeah.
Pretty good. All right. Number 3, Rush Hour. But number 4, hey, gang, A Night at the Roxbury.
Oh.
You know, and in hindsight, that's why A Night at the Roxbury didn't perform well. Rush Hour was still hitting big.
Mm.
People weren't ready. Give it another couple weeks.
Emilio!
Anytime Marty Noxon writes a Buffy episode, it's a night at the Knoxberry. Am I right?
You better believe it.
Oh my god.
That was terrible.
All right, hey, here's what was happening in wrestling. WCW, Eddie Guerrero debuted a new faction called the LWO, the Latino World Order, which was recently resurrected in current WWE by Rey Mysterio.
Yep.
All right.
Wow.
And also at one point in Monday Nitro this week, Hulk Hogan sees the Ultimate Warrior in a mirror, and it's an illusion, but it doesn't make any sense because the audience can see it and the commentators can see it, and they're all commenting on it.
All right.
What?
All right,
What?
Great stuff. It's like he's like he's scared of the Ultimate Warrior, okay? And he's in the locker room. Eric Bischoff is with him, and he's like, "Oh, he's in the mirror." He looks in the mirror. It's Ultimate Warrior, and Bischoff is like, "What the fuck are you talking about? You're going insane, brother."
I mean, only the Hulk Hogan and the fans can see the Ultimate Warrior in the mirror.
And the commentators. So really, the only one who can't see him is the dude he's with.
Bischoff?
Yeah.
I think Eric Bischoff's the insane one, I think.
Yeah, I agree. It was all wrong. Anyway, over on Raw, don't worry about it. The Headbangers are feuding with the Insane Clown Posse, so that's very exciting. And but the big news this week is that Mr. McMahon is in the hospital. Okay?
Mhm.
He's in the hospital. He's laid up. Mankind is there taking care of him, and he pulls out a little something to try and cheer
Uh-oh.
Mr. McMahon up. It's not his dick, it's a sock. That's right, the first ever appearance of Mr. Socko.
Oh, man.
Wow. That's awesome.
Okay? All right. And then somebody shows up. Is it a doctor? Nope, it's Stone Cold Steve Austin dressed as a doctor, and he beats the shit out of Mr. McMahon in his hospital bed.
Yeah, classic
He was like the
scene.
Freddy Krueger of the WWE.
He was fucking awesome.
Yep. he drove a snowmobile and then jumped over a bunch of other doctors to get into the room.
Well, I think the idea really was that he like beat up a doctor and stole his doctor outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that was what was going on there. So here in Buffy land, we've got our episode 2 of season 3, Dead Man's Party, which is named after an Oinga Boinga song. Maybe that should be the closing on the.
We've had so many to pick from.
I know.
It's got to be one week. Come on.
Nah, Dead Man's Party. It's the title of the
Yeah, that's
episode.
true.
I'll be. There's Aerosmith. If there were some good ones earlier.
That Monica, I'm gonna.
Logan.
I don't want to fuck this
Maybe
night.
Smelly Cat.
Logan,
Maybe
just-
Smelly Cat.
Look, just play them all like at the same time. Layer them all over each other, and like that would be awesome.
Don't do that. That is
I'm
the
not gonna do
ultimate
that.
Tim idea.
See, half are good, half are bad.
You know what I did for the Dawn of the Dead episode?
Yeah, I do. I listen.
What'd you do? I didn't.
I did Zombie, obviously.
Cranberry.
from
Oh,
Cranberries.
I kind of assumed you were gonna do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We didn't talk about anything, so.
Okay. Listen to me. The writer of this episode is the aforementioned Marty Noxon. She's back again. Her last episode as writer was I Only Have Eyes for You, back in season 2, which was also directed by James Whitmore Jr. And this is his second episode of Buffy, so we're reuniting the I Only Have Eyes for You team to try and
That's
recapture the magic. And all right, that's all I got, Logan. Let's hear them notes.
All right. Well, I have something. Whitmore does 3 more. I don't know if that's important.
Yeah, all this
more.
season. He doesn't direct Buffy again after season 3.
Wait, Charles Whitmore?
Yes.
That's Charles
Whitmore.
That's Charles Widmore, not
Hey,
James
dummy.
Whitmore. It's a bit of a stretch.
Sorry, I was trying to get a lost.
Yeah,
reference.
seriously.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I like a Charles Widmore reference as much as the next guy.
It's 11:11 Central
kiss.
Time. You guys want to make a wish?
Just did.
All right. All right. So we're at home, right? Buffy
It's
got home
9/11. It's 9/11 Pacific time. Do you want to make a wish?
I know what I'm wishing for.
No more terrorists in 2023, baby.
right, so Buffy's at home. She's unpacking. Mom, by the way, first time we've ever been in Mom's bedroom. You guys like it?
I'm very excited. She wanted Xander there,
Mhm.
but Ted spent some time there. But yeah, we haven't seen it.
Yep. I think the only people's bedrooms we haven't been in are Cordelia and Oz, I guess.
I don't think we ever see Cordelia's house.
What?
Yeah.
That's upsetting.
Why do I assume
Uh,
Oz lives in his van?
No, we see Oz in his house in phases, but we
Oh, that's
don't see his bedroom.
Yeah, right. All right, so Mom, she's hanging up a mask on the wall, right? Like a mask that she got from her museum. Does she own a museum? I don't know what she does. Exactly.
I think she is like the curator of a museum, and I don't even know that she got this at the museum. I think she's just interested in primitive artwork.
I
and
thought she worked at a art store. Like I didn't.
Oh,
think
it's an art
museum.
gallery.
Yeah, gallery.
Yeah, she's the
That's
curator of an
different.
art gallery.
She just works there so she can take home the stuff.
I think this is separate. I think she works at that gallery because she's interested in primitive art, and this is her buying some primitive artwork.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. So Buffy, she's like, I want to go hang out with my friends, right? So she goes and she sees all those guys. She helps them kill a vampire. Remember that part?
Yeah.
That was a great part. And they're like, hey, Missy, you've been gone for so long. You got to go to tell Giles what you've been up to. He's been worried sick. And she's like, all right, you guys are right. So they go to Giles' house.
By the way, Xander using the code name Nighthawk.
Yeah, and
Nighthawk.
And he's
That's
dressed.
fine. They're all tracking down. Yeah, keep going.
He's dressed like Buffy and Angel combined. He has the leather jacket, but he also has the big cross over his neck. Thought that was funny.
Willow also has a leather jacket on in that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably all do.
Yeah.
Because I think Cordelia says she hates the outfit. And she has on a leather jacket at one point.
But she says she's horny
so
for
Giles
the outfit
makes-
later on. She says like, "Oh, when you were dressed as
Well, she says she's horny for Xander in the outfit.
yeah."
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So
Well,
Giles
she,
makes some
she goes
tea and
back and
crumpets.
forth
You
on
like that?
Xander a lot. Sure.
That was nice. I thought Cordelia mentions Rambo. You like that?
Did she?
Yeah, she's like these Rambo outfits, and I only wrote that down because of Darla. We have Julie Benz.
Oh,
and
that's
she was in
true.
Rambo.
Yeah, crossover.
Anything there? Anything at Giles' house? What happens? He's like, "Hey, I'm glad to see you."
That's all I got.
Yeah, well, not that major. And then Mom basically she goes to Snyder and she's like, "Hey, let her back in. They discovered that Buffy had nothing to do with that lady Kendra dying. That wasn't her fault. Let her back in the school." And he's like, still not gonna do it. It gives me. He talked about how he like jerks off to it. I don't know.
He did
I don't remember what he said.
He said it makes him feel tingly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gives him pleasure. Oh, that was
Yeah.
weird.
And Mom says Mom says she's going to complain all the way up to the mayor.
That's
Yeah,
right.
she did say that.
And he's like,
does she know the mayor?
He's like, wouldn't that be interesting? Hey, by the way, I'm teasing the mayor a lot these days.
Yeah. Then we sit. All right, so I have a question. Was Buffy walking into her own house as Pat was leaving her house? Is that what was going on? Here?
Yes.
Okay.
But
So
you skipped one thing.
what happened?
Buffy gets stood up by Willow at a new recurring Buffy hangout, the Espresso Pub.
Mm.
What? I don't even remember this. The
Yeah, it's
Espresso
a coffee shop called the Espresso Pub. Sometimes they want to show the Buffy characters hanging out, but it's daytime, so they're not.
Is that
at
where
the
they
Bronze.
are at the end?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I can get used to that place. That was fine.
Pat
So
likes
we meet Pat, right?
Yeah, she likes
Yeah.
empanadas. That's what we know about her.
And we
Yeah.
know she's in the book club. Mom's book club.
And she's played by Nancy Lenahan, who plays moms in a lot of stuff,
Mhm.
including Earl's mom in My Name is Earl.
Wow.
Yeah,
a
and many
big
other
credit.
things. That is a big credit.
That's cool. So, Mom, she's like, "Hey, we're gonna throw together like a nice dinner for you, Buffy. You've been gone a long time. We're gonna invite all your friends, and we're gonna have a little dinner." And Buffy's like, "All right, whatever." And so she goes down to get some was it plates that she went?
Wait,
down to
I
get?
have one more Pat thing, real quick.
Yeah, what's
I
about
thought
Pat?
it was very funny. It's an of the time reference, but it made me laugh. She says like this summer was really hard for your mom, especially in the book club when we read Deep End of the Ocean. that was that was a big bestseller around this time about someone like a mother's son goes missing
Yeah.
and then like reappears 9 years
Wow.
later and like tries to like rebuild their. They made it into a movie where Michelle Pfeiffer was the mom,
Hey,
and it's not a bad movie, and I'll tell you why. Because the dad, the actor who plays the dad in that movie, is always a treat. And
No way.
yeah, that's right, Treat Williams,
It's called Deep End of the
the
whatever.
the deep end of the ocean.
hey,
Yeah.
Logan, can you just
Okay.
clarify something for all the listeners who are curious? Have you read
Yeah.
this book?
Of course. Yes. And when I read it, I was like, if they ever make a movie, I feel like it should be Treat Williams. That's what I was thinking at the time. And then they did it.
My
And I was
review,
like,
hey,
wow.
I reviewed it on Letterboxd, and my review was everyone in this family is a goddamn maniac except for Treat Williams and the girl from Spy Kids. So I guess the girl from Spy
Wow.
Kids is in it as well.
Wait, she's got it.
Oh.
she does have it.
No, not her.
No, you're thinking of Lava Girl.
Oh shit!
No,
I am.
you're thinking of-
Oops,
you
sorry.
got Marnie
That's what I
or
mean.
whatever.
Yeah, Lava Girl's got it.
All right. So there's a dead cat, and they bury the dead cat, but then it comes back to life.
Yes. I thought it was cute.
Pet Cemetery.
Cute dead cat.
Yeah, I like when Oz says they should call it Patches.
Yeah, that's fine. I thought it was a pretty ugly dead cat,
I like
to
Cute.
be honest.
I like when Cordelia is like, "Hey, Giles, it smells worse than Giles's cat," and Giles is like, "It's not my cat."
Yeah, I like that too.
All right, so they argue Shindig versus Hootenanny versus something else. I don't remember.
Gathering, Shindig, and Hootenanny. Oz lays it out for you.
Yeah, that was a pretty fun scene. And then, so they all go to the party. So
You skipped we get another angel dream.
Oh, what happened?
I don't really remember. They're just like, you see, it was the excuse to put David
It
Boreanaz
was
in the episode.
it was a
Yeah,
flashback.
really.
She saw him get sucked into the hell dimension again. So it was like when she kills him.
Really?
No, there was a whole new scene. You're wrong.
Oh. Maybe
It was
that
like
just a
it was
preview
Angel
song I
was
thinking.
going like something's coming, something bad. I don't know. It was something like that.
All right, so the Dingoes Ate My Baby. They play at the. Is that just the same lead singer, Cordelia's ex?
Yeah, that's Devin. He even gets a line in
Devin.
this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so he's just there. They're just sticking with Devin. That's pretty cool. This is like the
Yeah.
fourth time that he's shown up.
And
So what
Cordelia
happened? So
doesn't
Buffy-
seem bothered by him. She's just making out with Xander during that party.
Yeah, seriously, they were going at it. So basically, Xander and Cordelia are together. Oz and Willow are together, and Buffy's like, wow, all these people have gotten so close while I've been gone. I feel so left out. My mom's got a new friend that she doesn't even care about me or whatever, and I'm out of here. I'm leaving again.
Yeah.
And so that's what she's doing. She goes to pack and leave again, right?
Yeah, I do think that her friends are not being super understanding in this moment. Like they really shouldn't have had a hootenanny. I think a gathering was probably good enough.
Yeah.
I thought Xander especially was not good this episode.
Well, I think Xander may be still a little mad at Buffy over some of the angel stuff that happened last season. He kind of goes at her in that party scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was too hard on her.
I was
way too hard on her.
I was always surprised by the escalation of the party. Like the way the mom described it early on, I thought they were just going to have a dinner like the Scooby Gang and Mom. And like,
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like, oh, Mom's going to get inducted into the Scooby Gang at first. And then
Have they said that yet, by the way?
Yeah, they have.
Really? They've said Scooby?
I think "What's My Line" was the first time they said it.
Oh, wow. All right, keep going. Sorry, Tim.
It made me all self-conscious that I was like spoiling something.
No, he told me that early on that they say Scooby Gang.
Yeah. So the gang, not the It's Always Sunny gang though. This gang, the Buffy gang. But then it's like this major party, and I was like, oh man, okay, well it's crazy. And then I think it's funny that like Buffy like stands outside her mom's door, and like she's been home like 6 hours, and the mom's already like, oh, it's been really hard since she's been home. It's like, well, yeah, Buffy should leave. Like, what the hell? All these people are just being jackasses to her.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you. I think everyone's kind of treating her like shit. But here's another thing you have to understand. Like, the gang, at least, they know that Buffy had to like put down Angel, but they don't know that the fucking spell worked and that she had to kill like her boyfriend, Angel.
Yeah, they all still think it's Angelus, right? Like, who died,
Yeah.
right? And also, like, you got to think, like, give Mom a little bit of credit. She just learned about the Vampire Slayer, but she doesn't know what that means, really, right? Like, at the end of the episode, she's like,
she was one.
Well, at the end of the episode,
Stop it.
at the end of the episode, she says, "Oh, so this is like what your day job's like, or whatever." And Buffy's like, "No, was much easier."
Just kind of true.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just common ground. It's just a bunch of white people who need therapy, and like literally, like all they need to do is like have one conversation that would have solved everything. But that's not going to happen until the end of the episode.
Kind of do. Yeah, they have it.
Yeah, well, they
have it
should
out
have
at
just
this
had
party.
the conversation like the first time
Well,
they
that's
see
why.
each other.
No,
Yeah.
that's why they needed a gathering.
Yeah.
It should have been like a kitchen table conversation.
Yeah, over lasagna or whatever. Like mom.
Yeah.
It was like the big fight in Booksmart. Remember? They come out of the pool and they had that big fight in the living room.
Yes.
All right. So I like the one guy. I like the one guy at the party who answers the phone when Giles.
I
calls.
love this guy.
Yeah, he was
I like
fun.
the cut of his jib. He answered. This is how he answers the phone. Party Villa, can I rock you?
Yeah, he was good. I enjoyed him. And then he gets his neck snapped.
Yeah, he gets his fucking neck snapped. He didn't deserve that shit.
Shitty calendar style.
He felt like he feels like he belongs in American Pie universe. Like he'd be
Or can't hardly wait.
yeah, one of those. Like it definitely didn't feel like Buffy to me, but I'm glad he's dead. I also liked when he called Giles Mr. Belvedere, so that was funny.
I liked that too. It made me think about
Was that a
how
reference?
Yeah, Mr. Belvedere was a sitcom in the
my
80s. I famously on the podcast talked about the time he sat on his own balls.
Yes.
Oh.
We Well, I felt like we talked about Mr. Belvedere a lot on We Love Kids movies. Like,
He came up a few times.
I'm
Yeah.
obsessed with Mr. Belvedere. So it was like a working class family. Logan, they got a butler for some reason, and it's wacky because
And you want to be my butler.
Yep.
Or whatever that was. Yeah.
yeah. It was the guy from Major
All
League.
right, so a
the
guy
announcer.
dies at the hospital.
What?
Guy dies at the hospital and he comes back to life. I like this one part where he kills people in the reflection of the little monitor.
Yeah, I like that too. That scene always grossed me out because he's like a burned guy, and when he gets up, he leaves like a stain of blood on the pillow behind him.
Yeah, that was
It's
great.
kind
All
of gross.
sticky and gross. I think he's the second dead guy. I think we see a guy at the graveyard
Yeah.
first.
Absolutely.
Who gets
Well,
up.
we also see. I think a guy's been like the police are investigating something, and the dude who's been killed gets up.
Yeah, and there's this like sister and her brother with glasses, and he's being
Sister Sunshine?
he's being a real jerk to the sister, and then the zombie guy walks up and he cracks his head against the headstone and dies. Oh wait, sorry, that's
the
Night of the
beginning of Night of the Living Dead.
Oops, my bad.
I'm coming
Alright.
to get you, Buffy.
Alright. So Giles is driving a car. He hits a vampire, not a vampire, a zombie, right? And he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that sucks." And then a lot of them show up, and he's like, "Oh, this is bad news."
And then this
Jonathan, we see Jonathan.
Wait, there's
right?
a lot to dig into with the Giles thing.
Oh, really? What happened?
yeah,
with Jonathan?
yeah, yeah.
Or with
Because
Giles?
I love when he is making fun of Joyce
Yeah.
to himself.
Yeah, that's
And he
great.
says, "Oh, look at my beautiful mask. It raises the dead. Americans."
Yep.
And
Yeah.
then when he drops his keys in the street and he still needs to get away, he hotwires his own car.
Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah,
he's-
and he shows that he used to do it a long time.
Yeah, he
or a
says
lot.
like riding a bloody bicycle.
Mhm.
Yeah, that
because
was good.
like he used to be a bad boy. He used to be this is Ripper coming out.
Well,
of him.
he used to get high with his buddies and raise
Yeah.
the dead.
And
Yeah,
did you know
Ethan.
that it's against the
Ethan Rain.
law? It's against the law in England to show people committing crimes that can be committed in real life. So this
What?
episode was like banned in England because he hotwired a car correctly.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So Jonathan, we see Jonathan.
Yeah, he's at the dip.
They all fight and
How about
Buffy's
you
like,
by the dip? Huh?
Yeah, who else wants to weigh in? You over there on the dip, and it's Jonathan. He's like, what?
He's like,
Well, that
I'm
was
good.
fun.
He's like, no, I'm good.
That
Yeah,
would totally be
alright.
me. That was me at a high school party. I was just enjoying the dip.
Love this part. Love this part too. Cordelia, she's like, just put yourself in Buffy's shoes, and then she starts making fun of Buffy
Yeah.
a lot, and Buffy's like, hey, get out of my shoes.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey,
Great,
I'm just I'm trying to help Buffy. Like it was like,
And she
Cordelia
really is.
was-
I feel like
yeah,
she just
she
can't
was
help
trying
but
to
be.
be nice. Yeah.
I love Cordelia. She's so specific. Sometimes she doesn't make sense when she has like throwaway subplots, but I love her character. Xander, by the way, calls her an idiot.
Does he?
Yeah, he says you're an idiot, or maybe you're being an idiot, which is different.
That's
but
different.
it
As
is
all men know.
yeah, you're right. You are right. That's funny. But yeah, and then so what? The basically the zombies are coming to the house because the house has the mask, and that mask is where they all come. I don't
Yeah,
know.
if
And
they-
so Pat was. Yeah, go ahead.
No, if they put on the mask, they become the demon who raises the dead, right? So
Yeah,
then-
you become the
Oh,
demon incarnate of
Mhm.
Ovu Mobani.
What the hell? I don't remember that part. But so Pat does that, and she is the leader or whatever. I don't
Yeah.
know. And then they kill her.
Yeah, and it makes all the other ones disappear.
Buffy actually jumped out the window with her. That was like The Exorcist.
Yeah.
How he
Yeah.
sacrifices himself in The
Yeah.
Exorcist. She sort of does that.
Yeah, I actually thought about the part in Scream where they fall on top of the boat in the
Yeah.
driveway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
alright.
but I thought it was crazy that Pat actually dies before, like, she dies and then raises up as a zombie and then becomes the demon. Like they bring her in the room and they're like, oh, she's dead, and she's. Yeah, I thought it was crazy. They killed Pat.
I think Pat is second only to Jesse in the first 2 episodes of Buffy as like an important character that dies and you never hear about it again. Like Joyce finally got a best friend in Sunnydale. We have literally never seen her hang out with anybody. The second her daughter comes back from running away, she's dead.
Yeah.
And dies in her home.
Mhm.
The same home Buffy killed her fucking fiance in or whatever.
Ted was pretty
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, and we just never fucking hear about it again. She's never mentioned.
Yeah. All right. Well, by the way, Oz and Cordelia were like hiding in a closet at one point, and Oz says, I guess the dead man's party moved upstairs. And I just want to say, not as good as when Buffy said, "Hey, reptile boy." Not as good of a use as the of the episode title. Just want to say
Okay.
that. Not number one.
Great. We'll keep an eye out for that.
Yeah. Well, I guess number one's probably just witch. I'm sure they say witch a ton in that episode. That's got to be number one. All right. Well, what happened? What happened next? Oh, Giles, he goes and he threatens Snyder. He's like, hey, you
Yeah.
better fucking let Buffy back in school or else. And you're like, whoa. All right.
That scene's cool.
That's cool. And then Willow and Buffy are eating at that local place or whatever.
The espresso pump. Willow's telling Buffy all about her witch adventures. She's like, I'm really getting into this witching thing.
Okay, so does Willow confirm that she and Oz has had sex? Like she says, I'm in.
No, I didn't get that.
She's like, I'm in a relationship, and she's like, and we're in relationship things, or like she implies like they've definitely
No, it's just getting serious. We
Yeah, I didn't.
we
think
we
that.
are told when they have sex.
Yeah, I didn't think that.
okay.
And then she realizes, oh, I'm gay
Yeah,
now.
we stop it. Come on.
What? What are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. I've never even seen the New Mutants.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So that's whatever. What do you give this episode?
3 stars.
Same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, weaker 3 than the other 2. I think definitely a worse episode than Anne.
Yeah, I agree.
It's an alright episode.
Who's your MVP?
My MVP of this episode is gonna be Buffy.
I'll go with Giles,
Yeah,
man.
that was my
I-
my pick too. I think underreported for Giles is like Giles is he never shows like at all being upset with Buffy. He's like you can tell he's disappointed that she like went away, but he's happy she's back. Like there's just a moment when he shows up, she expects to be yelled at, and he's just like, "Oh, I'm glad you're back, Buffy." And that's
Yeah.
He's the only one that understands the party's the wrong thing to do, but he gets outvoted. He is nice to her at the beginning of the episode. He's got that great moment where he rips on Joyce in the
Yeah,
car.
so good.
He fucking hot wires his shit. He fucking threatens Snyder. He's on point this episode.
yeah, he's very funny when they're like making fun of the cat, and he's like, "It's not my cat," all like quietly, like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
good points. But Buffy at the party, she's like, "Oh, you guys are against me. What's going on, Jonathan? What do you want to jump into?"
Huh?
I like Buffy. Come on, Buffy
Okay.
and Summers.
yeah, we know you
Who's
like
your
Buffy.
LVP?
LVP. I wrote down Pat. What do you guys got?
I'm
Not
gonna
bad.
go. I'm gonna go with
Not
that the phone answering guy.
I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah, that's.
I
no
almost
way.
made
Love
that guy my fucking MVP.
that guy is in the
I love that
wrong.
they killed him. I do love that.
He's in the wrong universe. He's like from a different movie or show. Like
Kind of. I kind of agree, but I enjoyed it.
if he stuck around and was just like a stoner guy who was like always in the background, that would be fun. But he's a one-off character who like is just to say Mr. Belvedere joke. I mean, come on.
No.
Yeah, I didn't really
Party
understand that.
Villa, can I rock you?
Are they doing drugs at the party? Like
Absolutely they are.
Joyce is
They're
allowing them to
drinking, for
drink?
sure.
Well, we know
Her and her buddy are getting. Her and
Yeah,
Pat are getting
she and
turned
Pat
up in
are
the
drinking
kitchen.
schnapps, man.
schnapps. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Joyce is a bad mom.
Maybe Joyce is my LVP.
Maybe that's actually a good point.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Joyce too. That's a great. I didn't even think about that.
All right.
Oh, where do we rank this? I have not ranked this episode. Where do you
Well,
rank
I
it?
like Anne more, so start with Anne. Go down.
All right, and the pack. What's my line 2? What's my line 1? Out of mind, out of sight. Phases. Welcome to the Hellmouth. The Harvest. You have those very high, very very high.
They're
The Dark
important.
Age. Teacher's Pet. Witch. Nightmares. Witch. That's stupid low.
The
This is not
Dark
better than
Age.
Witch.
Pop this between the Harvest and the Dark Age.
What? All right, whatever. All right, so you have it 23rd, and I will put it. It's probably better than. I think I put it between I Only Have Eyes for You and The Dark Age.
Okay.
23rd out of 36.
Wow. So Noxon and Whitmore like equaled their former effort to you.
Charles.
Oh, we both
Whitmore.
have them 23rd. Yeah, you're right. So
All right.
solid episode. Weak start to the season though. I mean, I'm
All
still
right.
on board, obviously.
That's
but
why you
compared
brought me
to-
on. A weak start of a season.
Well, it kind of is, to be honest.
Oh, Patreon. We have a few Patreon things.
Oh yeah, go for it.
All right. Well, one of them, I'm reloading it to see if anything else popped up. Well, Josh Merlis said he texted you stuff.
Oh yeah,
Anything
I
from
do
that?
have some stuff from him.
All right. Let me read Mikey Graff while you find
Yeah.
that. All right, Mikey Graff, top 5 listener. The rest know who they are. One's on this episode, so he doesn't. We have room for one more this week. So
Count
6
Dan
can
as a
be-
listener?
Mikey Graff says the whole different dimension portal thing in the basement was really bonkers. I agree. That was crazy. What was the episode where they went down to a basement and they were like breaking some stuff, and they were like dealing with bad stuff in a basement.
Wasn't that in School Hard? Isn't that in School Hard where they're like...
No
What
way.
the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know. I like the new dynamic of Joyce knowing that Buffy's a Slayer. I agree, that was good. Xander is way too hard on Buffy. I agree with that for sure. Xander was way overboard. And I just want to add that at the end of season 2 and the beginning of season 3 of Smallville, Clark puts, that's Clark Kent, by the way, puts on a red kryptonite. What is that? What's a red kryptonite? I thought
There's,
kryptonite was
there's
he
different
was
color
allergic-
kryptonites that
or
do
what it is.
Yeah,
different things.
red kryptonite makes you a cool guy. When Clark in Smallville, when Clark gets the red kryptonite, he puts on sunglasses and is like, "Hey guys, what's up? I'm rad."
Yeah, there's a kryptonite that makes you horny too, by the way.
Yeah.
And takes off for the summer and is living in Metropolis. It's very weird how similar these shows are.
Yeah. I mean, another way of saying that is Smallville ripped off a ton of shit from Buffy. But yeah, I do remember when that happened. I was still watching Smallville at that time, so that 100% did happen.
All right.
Can confirm.
That's it. I again posted this morning because I'm stupid and I always forget. So, but thank you, Mikey Graff. You're always there for us.
All right, Joshy says Kendra LVP for sure. He's talking about season 2. Season 2.
All right.
Good riddance. But when she dies,
Kendra LVP?
Yeah.
You hated Kendra?
Yeah, but when she dies, shouldn't another Slayer be called?
Oh,
is that intriguing to you?
very intriguing. This is a great point.
Yeah. All right. Season 2 was huge. So many episodes would have been suitable as a season finale. My very favorite episode so far is I Only Have Eyes for You. Incredible.
That was his favorite one of season 2?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Of the first 2. Like that's
Whoa,
overall
whoa.
so far. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. So I'll be honest. I sort of thought I did think about that. But I sort of thought that she just got out of the bottle, and I sort of felt like that with her death they just closed it. They wouldn't bring anybody as a second. But that is interesting that maybe there were just now 2.
I don't think it's like a logical thing. I don't think a person is calling them. I think it's like when Buffy went into cardiac arrest, another Slayer was like a potential Slayer was gifted her powers, meaning Kendra. So I do think it would be possible for that to be a thing.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All
right. Next week on the show, Logan.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 3, a David Greenwalt joint, is entitled Faith, Hope, and Trick.
Oh, that's episode 3?
Yes.
I thought it was episode 5x5.
Oh, God damn it. Oh, that's for the long time listeners or viewers of the show. Anyway, Faith, if you won't yet. Faith, Hope,
I think
and Trick.
they're gonna rob a church. They're gonna like trick a church and rob them.
Why would the Buffy gang rob a church?
Because they're like bringing out evil from the church, and they're robbing them of their evil instruments to bring the evil.
Oh, it's an evil church. It's like the Pope's exorcist.
Spoilers.
All right, and episode 4, Beauty and the Beasts.
Well, she's the beauty, and there's a bunch of guys trying to... It's like the opposite of that Xander episode, Bewitched, Bothered, Bewildered. It's like the opposite of that one, but with
Just
Buffy.
a bunch of dudes trying to fuck Buffy.
I think it's that, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what that diner job
Yeah,
was.
I was going to say, did Joss write that one? Because that's probably the next Joss episode.
No, I think that's another Marty Noxon. She's so prolific.
Yeah.
So
Night at the
that-
Knoxberry next week.
Yeah, that'll be next week. We'll meet a couple of important new characters. We'll
Where's Spike? Drusilla.
we'll catch up with them at some point this season.
All right, I miss them.
Yeah, I know. All right, buddy. That's it for this week. Thanks for
Thanks,
coming on,
Tim.
Tim.
Thank you for
offering
having
your
me.
indelible Buffy insight.
Thank you.
We might have should we say this? We might do like a little Survivor Brent Steele with Tim coming up at some point.
Woohoo.
Oh yeah, Tim will be reappearing on the franchise Patreon because he's probably my second favorite person to talk to in the world.